Double your dose with an exclusive video every week, plus 5 years worth of binging in the back catalog. Talk to me on Discord, and keep this channel alive by supporting The Habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. Let's start this video by getting everyone on the same page, okay? Right wing, left wing, Malcolm in the middle. Everyone hates kid touchers. No, I don't want to hear, yeah, but what about the left and their ditty parties? They don't want the Epstein list made public. Nor do I want to hear, yeah, but the right thinks it's okay for Father McFondles to keep being a priest. Neither of these statements are true, okay? 99.9% of people, normal people, do not care about the political affiliation, religion, or financial status of diddlers. They just want them found out and then thrown in jail or a dark pit where they can't harm kids. Okay? So we're good there? 100% like ratio so far? Unless Ian Watkins of Lost Prophets is watching this from prison somehow? If you don't know that story, don't look it up while you're eating, okay? But anyway, this is why To Catch a Predator was so cathartic, right? Watching Chris Hansen embarrass some sick fuck who was showing up to a 13-year-old's house with a 6-pack of Bud, a Sega Genesis, and a bottle of lube, then tackled and arrested by police when they tried to run away, you cheer, rightfully, that a pedophile is being taken off the streets, right? So, years after that show went off the air, people are trying to recreate it on social media. Which brings us to a story reported earlier this month. A group of college students lured a 22-year-old man to a campus dorm in an attempt to, quote, recreate a TikTok trend based on the show To Catch a Predator. An 18-year-old named Kelsey Brainerd gets on Tinder and meets a guy, an apparently unnamed 22-year-old army dude according to a bunch of the articles. Tells him to come to her dorm at Assumption University, because this couldn't get more ironic. He shows up and is promptly greeted by 25 people surrounding him, calling him a pedophile and threatening to beat him up. The whole thing was to be filmed for TikTok. According to People magazine, there are over 12,000 videos with the hashtag To Catch a Predator on the site. And one of the group told the police they were cashing in on a TikTok fad modeled after the show. I have a feeling that's not the words he used. It was probably more like, for real, we were trying to make a TikTok on God. But anyway, it turns out, at no point did Kelsey actually say she was underage, and 22-year-old Soldier Boy just thought he was going to a college to hook up with some horny freshman, which of course is what Tinder is for. And there's nothing illegal about banging an 18-year-old you thought was 18 who said, "Come to my college dorm and bang me, I'm 18." I don't know if that's exactly how the conversation went. The police have all the text messages between the two of them, though, and are basically saying it was something like that. So anyway, he tries to run out of there, gets his head slammed into a car door, there's security camera footage of the whole thing, and ultimately, 6 of the students, including Kelsey, are charged with kidnapping and conspiracy. And the dude who slammed Private First Class Erection's head into the car door is charged with assault. Again, all of this because they were trying to recreate a TikTok trend for clicks, for clout, not to actually catch a legitimate pedophile. Because Tinder, a dating app full of adults trying to hook up with other adults, would be a very poor place to try and catch them, like trying to catch fish in a public pool. But here's the thing about To Catch a Predator. A, they worked with actual law enforcement, and B, there were times where they also didn't get convictions. We'll get to that second part in a bit, but either way, this TikTok trend, or anywhere else it's happening on social media, is actually doing more harm than good. Again, I want to see actual pedophiles taken down, not a guy trying to slip his pork bayonet into an 18-year-old. But these amateurs are actually making it worse, and are just out to make a name for themselves, not to do anything actually good in the world. There's a Twitter account called Pedos Caught, which some of the clips actually show them calling the police on someone and getting them arrested. But a large number of the clips are just a bunch of dudes slapping and punching guys that they've apparently lured out in the open by posing as teenage girls or boys online. In many cases, the video ends with them just letting these sick fucks leave. No cops called, no arrest. They just beat them up on camera and then let them drive or walk away. Cathartic? Sure. Again, we all loved watching the guy get tackled at the end of the To Catch a Predator segments. Best part. But here, there's no actual justice. This is just like one of those shitty daytime fishing shows from the 90s. It's all catch and release. That's 2 fishing references in this video, and I don't even like fishing. Or fish for that matter. But anyway, now what? Now, you just send them even deeper underground. This in fact happened back in 2016, 2017, something like that, where a Canadian group called Creep Catchers confronted a pedophile who the police were investigating, and apparently ready to arrest. So after Creep Catchers gets through with him, he gets paranoid, cuts off communication with the cops who were also trying to lure him, and hops on the first moose out of Alberta to Winnipeg, where, guess what? I don't really want to say the words written in this news article. Fucking gross. But that is on the Vigilantes. That's their fault that happened. The cops would have had this fucking freak. He wouldn't have had a chance to go to Winnipeg and do what he did. Instead, some clout-chasing idiot trying to make a name for themselves on the internet who doesn't actually care about the safety of children, they care about clicks and views, fucks the whole thing up. In fact, these online vigilantes seem to get themselves arrested more often than they get actual pedophiles arrested. Already told you about the college kids. Well, a member of Creep Catchers named Carl Young apparently had 25 convictions as of 2017. A guy in Windsor named Jason Nasser, who had a channel called Creep Hunter, he was actually convicted on counts of extortion, harassment, and, get this, child pornography. 5 members of a Quebec vigilante group also charged with that. Apparently, what they were doing is either doctoring photos or getting pictures of young-looking 18-year-olds, using them to try and lure out predators. And in Canada, even if they're photoshopped or if the girl in the photo is of age, but you're telling people, yeah, this is me, a 15-year-old girl, want to come over? You can be charged with distribution of child pornography. And before you think this is just Canada being soft, first off, have a little respect for the 51st state. And second, back in November, in Illinois, a group of 11 teenage boys were charged with felonies for trying to lure men on dating sites to beat up in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven for views on TikTok. In both cases, the men who were beaten up told the police that they had arranged to meet someone on a dating app that they thought were of age. Which, if you're calling the police because you got lured out, then unless you're really dumb, you're probably very certain that you don't have any evidence on your phone that shows you were trying to meet up underage girls, boys, thems, whatever. So, in both the Illinois case and the college case, we had vigilantes who were actually trying to drag innocent people's names through the mud, ruin their reputation by putting them online, when it was all bullshit. They just went on Tinder and said, "I'm a legal-aged woman, please come hump me," in a 7-Eleven parking lot. Listen, being desperate isn't a crime. But assaulting someone for fucking clicks on social media sure is. And interfering with investigations that result in actual pedophiles getting away or driving them deeper underground so they can commit worse crimes in a different state, province, country, absolutely should be a crime. These fucking idiots think they're the Punisher, but, I must have missed the issue where Frank made up false claims of child endangerment and then just filmed himself beating on them for his YouTube channel. Gee, I hope this gets me 20 more subscribers. You're not making anything better, and you don't want to make anything better. You don't care about kids when you're making videos of yourself slapping someone and yelling, "They came here to meet a 14-year-old," in a fucking Target or whatever. So, stop trying to mimic To Catch a Predator. Even it didn't work many times. The group that Dateline NBC and the police worked with, a group called Perverted Justice, ended up having 23 sex pests in Texas. All my sex pests live in Texas. Anyway, they walked because Perverted Justice didn't provide enough evidence that the crimes were committed in the jurisdiction. If you have evidence of a pedophile, give it to the cops, the feds, whoever. Let them do their job so they can scoop these pieces of shit out of the litter box that we call society, and don't fuck it up for them. Anyway, as a rant comedy channel, I'm sorry that this video isn't particularly funny. It's not exactly a hilarious topic. But I would like to leave you with a joke. What do Jerry Sandusky and Johnson's Baby Shampoo have in common? They both claimed they didn't make kids cry in the showers. Hope you're rotting in your own piss, Jerry.